Welcome, and thank you for your interest in CloudFiler. My name is Alec Milton, and I'll be showing you through the software today. CloudFiler is the third email management system that I've created. The first was for the global engineering consultancy Arup Group Limited, which was later sold by them to a software vendor. And the second was for the global CAD and BIM business Symmetry, which was also sold. So CloudFiler is the third generation and is considerably more advanced than its two predecessors. In this webinar, I hope to cover most of the questions that customers typically have, but if there's something that I failed to mention, please use the chat and a colleague will respond to you. It's useful for us to understand what is driving your interest in CloudFiler, so if you're happy to do so, please complete this questionnaire. So while you're looking at that, I'll quickly outline what we're going to cover. Firstly, we will look at the process of filing both incoming and outgoing emails, and we'll look at how that works on classic Outlook desktop, new Outlook, and on a phone. Then we'll look at searching before touching on data migration, deployment, and licensing. So let's get started. For those that are new to email management, here's a quick overview. CloudFiler helps you to file emails to sensible places rather than keeping them purely in your inbox, so that if you're on holiday or even leave the business, your colleagues can find the emails relating to that client, project or matter. So it combines an intelligent filing engine to help you file to those right places with an extremely fast and capable search engine to help staff find those emails at a later date. CloudFiler learns from both your previous filing behaviours and that of your colleagues too, and offers the most sensible places to file an email. So when I click this email about an architectural assistant role, it's offered the most logical places to file it, and the highest rated suggestion is at the top. That's what these confidence bars indicate. Now, because the knowledge is centralised, new users don't have to teach it from scratch, as it will look to see where colleagues have filed similar emails and will thus always offer sensible suggestions. If you pop the message out to read it like this, CloudFiler tries to work out where it will file it as you are reading it. In this instance, it thinks that this email from Linda Law should be filed to the legal location. It does not regard any of the other locations as appropriate. To file an email, all I need to do is move my cursor over the confidence bars like this and pick the CloudFiler icon. If I close the window, you'll see that the email has been marked as filed and the subject line has changed to show the date it was filed. These are configurable, so let's have a look at that. If I hit the settings icon down here, I'm taken to a web page where I can set my preferences. I have it set to leave the messages where they are, but CloudFiler can file emails to a file folder, which it will create if it's not present, or to the deleted items folder too. This last checkbox governs whether it automatically selects the top suggested location when composing outgoing emails, which I'll point out later in the demo. Administrators will have a defaults tab where they can control the default settings and they can lock them down too. You can select multiple emails at once and file them to the same place. And if you mistakenly file an email twice or your colleagues file their copies to the same location, CloudFiler will only keep one copy. If you've just added a new filing location, it's unlikely to appear at the top of the list because it's new. So you can use the filter to find it. So in this example, I know that my new project ends with 193. And here it is. Note that some of the locations have the word confidential and a padlock. These are ones that have been assigned restricted access using CloudFiler's role-based security. If I had not been granted access to these locations, I would not even know that they existed, either when filing or when searching. So if you have locations for HR or finance that you need to restrict, you can do that easily. CloudFiler can show whether a colleague has already filed an email, who filed it, where they filed it, and when. So when I click this email, you'll see that the suggested filing location is Virton Dry Docks, and above it, it's showing that the email has already been filed and that it was filed to the suggested location. If I hover over the info icon like this, you can see that it was filed by me on the 10th of February. If it had been filed by a colleague, it would show their full email address. Let's file an outgoing email before we then explore CloudFiler's search capabilities. We'll start a reply to this email. As I'm typing, CloudFiler is trying to work out where I will file the email. It thinks that it should be filed to the Bounds Road location, which is the top suggestion. It has also pre-selected this location. You may recall me pointing that out earlier. So if I do nothing other than compose my email and hit send, it will interrupt my flow so that I check that it has selected the right place. If I agree, I can hit send, and it will both send the email and file it to Bounds Road. Now, this email happens to be about an invoice for a survey, so I need to file it to a finance location too. So I can cancel it, filter for finance, and add that too. Each location can be to different kinds of storage. So the project location may be on Ignite, and the finance one may be in, say, SharePoint. Sometimes you may not wish to file the email at all. For example, I may decide to seek advice from a colleague, so I might change the recipient and remove the filing locations. So that's all there is to filing, and as you can see here, whether I'm in New Outlook, using a Mac, a phone, a tablet, it's the same experience. You can even search via any device. Imagine being able to double check your facts or just refresh your memory via your mobile phone before attending a client meeting. So let's take a look at the search experience. The search tool can be launched either from the icon in the footer or via the locations tile. Using the tile is locations emails, and you can then refine your search afterwards. As you can see, it's just showing the emails for the Bounds Road project, and I could filter the list further if required. If I clear the filter, it will show me all the emails that I'm permitted to see. I can then filter the list by just one or any combination of criteria. Let's filter for the expenses location. I can pick it from the list or start typing and then click it. I now have all the expenses emails, and when I click on them, I get a full preview of the emails. CloudFiler even allows you to see all the emails of multiple locations at once. So I can click back on the locations field, start typing possible jobs, click it, and I can now see all the emails from both locations. This can be useful where the email you're trying to find could have been filed to a number of locations. Most of the time, you'll use the Google-like keywords filter and simply type in what you know. So here I've entered invoice, and it's found all emails where the keyword invoice is in the to, from, CC, subject or body. If I preview the messages, the keywords are highlighted. CloudFiler can also search into attachments. For example, if I type heat pump, it finds this email, which has no mention of heat pumps, but it has an attached PDF which mentions heat pumps. My search for invoice found multiple emails, But if I know I just want to limit the search to the subject, I can use the filter field at the top of the subject column. Sometimes you know the person it was from, so you can type their name in either the from, to, or CC fields. But there will be occasions where it might be in any of these, so rather than trying each one, you can pick the from to CC checkbox, which welds the 3 columns into one. The sender is then shown in bold. We've made searching by date easy too. So you can filter on a date or a date range as normal, but you can also pick a period in time relative to today, such as last week, last month, last quarter, etc. CloudFiler provides 4 special fields for when searching attachments. The checkbox filters down to all emails that have attachments. If I know the email I'm looking for had, say, at least 3 attachments, I can type 3 in here, and it finds any that have at least 3. The file name field enables me to find by any portion of the name. So if I know that I'm looking for a PDF, I can type that. Or perhaps the name includes sign. Lastly, I can search specifically into attachments. So here's a good example of CloudFiler's ability to search for text in images. I'm looking for a model contract. It's found an email in which there is no mention of a model contract, but it has an image attached. If we open that, we can see that it's a grainy scan of a model contract. This ability to find text in images is not isolated to attachments. So if I search for a shower, you will see that there's no mention of the keyword shower in the email, but there's a screenshot of a drawing with the word shower in it. Similarly, if I search for an expenses receipt for a colleague's birthday cake, I can easily find that too. As you can see, the search is very fast, and whilst you might expect that from within a small demo environment like this, many of our customers have millions of emails and get the same blistering performance. All of this can be done via any device, and if you're migrating from another system to CloudFiler, you'll be able to search your old emails in the same way, so into attachments, into images and so on. We have a range of tools and methods for customers moving to CloudFiler from legacy systems, and it's typically one button click. To find out more, take a look at the case studies on our website, where you can read about our customers' experiences, or get in touch via the form that will appear at the end of this webinar. So IT staff may have many questions, but here are some of the answers to the most common ones. So firstly, there are 4 ways to create locations, and if you have the programming skills, you can even do this automatically via our API. CloudFiler is highly secured, emails are encrypted with AES 256 at rest and TLS 1.3 in transit, so it's double encrypted as the data flies over the internet. We keep 3 copies of each email on 3 separate servers in the Amazon cloud on AWS, plus a backup on a non-AWS cloud service. You'll also typically sync copies to your business folders, and we support most storage types, so it might be network storage, so NAS boxes, Windows folders in other words, SharePoint, OneDrive, Box, Ignite, Synology, you name it. As for licensing, each user can have multiple devices, and as many as you like, and you can use more than you own, which might sound a bit strange, but we allow you to use more licenses than you've paid for in any one month. So if you've got peaks where you've perhaps got people on work experience, or there's a job overlap as somebody joins, you don't need to buy extra licenses to cover that. You can control access via the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, so most people will roll it out to all staff, but if you wanted to limit it to a subset, perhaps a department, you can do that easily. You can run CloudFiler without installing any software from us, which might seem a bit strange. You just present a text file to Exchange Online and bingo, CloudFiler will work on all devices. The only thing you do need is to have Outlook on those devices. And lastly, there's no username and passwords because it all authenticates via Exchange. So I hope that's both been useful and interesting. If you have any further questions or you'd like to speak with one of our team, please add your inquiry here and we'll be sure to get back to you. Thank you for your time.